Good afternoon and welcome to Chargers Outside Zone. I'm Chuck.
I'm Thomas.
And today we're going to review Mike Clay's 2023 LA Chargers projections. I know it's not one of your favorite things to do, so we'll try to make this one quick and painless, eh?
Yeah.
All right. With that, reminder, this is a father-son hobby where we focus on the team building of the Los Angeles Chargers. We are not experts. We don't talk about gambling and betting, and we try to stay away from hot takes. So let's get into today's episode. Mike Clay is an ESPN NFL prognosticator, according to his Twitter byline.
Okay.
Prison Mike is biased against your favorite team, racing fan, and iRacing hazard. #GirlDad.
Sure.
I think the Prison Mike might be taken from The Office, but who knows? Anyways, that's who Mike Clay is. Give him a follow on Twitter. He does this every year, mostly focused at fantasy, but also gives you an indication of how he thinks teams will perform.
So I'll probably have to look at it for fantasy.
Okay. Alrighty. So this was his numbers for last year, where he had Justin Herbert throwing 386 completions for 4,342 yards, 34 touchdowns, and 12 interceptions. Let's see how he did. So he was a little shy on Justin's yardage here. Justin outperformed by 400 yards. Threw for a low of, I think, a career low 25 touchdowns, and also a career low 10 interceptions. If I'm not mistaken.
Does not matter. It does not matter.
So he wasn't all that far off. For Austin Eckler, he had him just going over the 1,000-yard mark in rushes. Really close here, just off by 100 yards. The one thing we noticed, he projected 67 receptions for one Austin Eckler. Austin Eckler ended the season with 107 catches last year.
It's almost...
That's a lot of checkdowns.
Yeah.
Not anything against Austin Eckler, but I would like to see that number drop from 107 to something lower.
Well,
I'd rather get it into the hands of the wide receivers. And
well, we'll look at Kellen Moore's offense.
Yeah, that's a huge number of receptions for a running back.
Yes.
He projected Isaiah Spiller to have 536 yards. Obviously, Spiller didn't have that kind of season.
We didn't.
We'll
even
take a look at his numbers this year.
See him on the field.
I think he ended with 41 carries and 200 yards.
Sure.
Joshua Kelly, I think, performed better than this. But, yeah. Next up, Keenan Allen. Obviously, Keenan was injured in Game 1, so he did not quite hit the numbers that Mike projected last year. About 300 yards shy. Obviously, a low number of receptions for one Keenan Allen, who usually is over that 100-yard reception mark. And maybe that's why Austin Eckler caught so many passes, is Keenan Allen and Mike Williams' injuries.
Well, with our first round pick.
Yeah, we'll see how that impacts.
Probably cut down on the running back
receptions. Fingers crossed, right?
Unless the wide receiver is not comfortably at
or
something. I don't. I
So,
don't think that's going to happen. But
Keenan Allen's running mate, Mike Williams here, 63 receptions, 4 off of Mike's projections, 895 yards. That's about 130 shy of what Mike had projected. Touchdown numbers not as high as Mike had projected, but obviously Mike Williams had a tremendous average yards per catch.
yes.
And finally, one Gerald Everett here. 58 receptions, slightly higher than Mike's projections, with 555 yards, some upside there. Nailed the touchdowns for Everett, right at 4.
Yeah.
So that's just to give you a sense of where he had players projected last year. And as you can see, ballpark, give or take.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at this year's numbers. Projected Justin Herbert to stay around that 4,300, the same number that he had projected last year. Obviously, Justin had 4,700 and some. He has 30 touchdowns and 11 interceptions. That would be a slight increase on touchdowns and one more interception than last year.
Again, I don't know. I'm willing to give Justin Herbert the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, I mean, I think as Chargers fans, we're all looking for Justin to outperform these numbers. I'm guessing that he has Easton Stick in here playing a game. Fingers crossed the Chargers clinch by Week 18, and that's Week 18 against the Chiefs.
Sure.
Austin Eckler sharing the carries here with Joshua Kelly, and kind of a same or similar projection as Mike had last year for Austin Eckler in receptions down to 67.
I mean,
as we mentioned before, we're all for a reduction in targets and receptions for Austin.
Yes. We also don't have that bell cow like our offensive coordinator had in
We had
Dallas.
Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard splitting some carries.
So
some different backs there.
I could see that.
Yeah. He has Keenan Allen with 88 receptions, Mike Williams 68. I think those are decent numbers for
I
those
would
two.
go with more.
And Quentin Johnston with 86 targets, 51 receptions, 715 yards, and 5 touchdowns. I think that would be...
He's a rookie.
He is a rookie.
So that would be a great baseline. I'm just looking for a baseline.
I like that baseline. I like the thought that Quentin Johnston gets in the end zone 5 times. Obviously, we want the over on these numbers,
yes,
right?
But
from a gambling perspective, just we would like to see the actuals be higher than these numbers.
Yes.
Josh Palmer sticking around with 28 receptions, 298 yards. And, yeah. Gerald Everett kind of projected in here as the same, nothing significant. Darius Davis is your kick returner and punt returner. Your offensive line is from left to right, Rashawn Slater at tackle, Jamari Sawyer at left guard, Corey Lindsley at center, Zion Johnson at right guard, and Trey Pipkins at right tackle. I think that's how we all see it going down.
Yes.
Anything interesting on the defense? I see here 11 sacks for one Joey Bosa and 8.6 sacks for Khalil Mack. Will the Chargers defense be successful if Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack combine for 19-20 sacks?
I need more sacks.
Yeah. Hopefully those don't come in bunches. He has Tuli Pelutu with 3.1 sacks and Chris Rumpf with 0.9. I think, if those two were to combine for 4 sacks, I think that would be great. I think
these aren't really great defensive numbers.
Yeah, I think
I don't-
the team he projects to only have 41 sacks total. You know, the Philadelphia Eagles last year had 70 sacks.
Yeah, I'm not
I don't know as though.
asking to be Philadelphia, but I'm asking for just a little bit more.
Yeah. Then in the middle here, he has Eric Kendricks and Kenneth Murray doing most of the work. Draft pick Deion Henley, 86 snaps,
Where's
12
Mr.
tackles.
INT?
He's on here, but I for one would like to see Deion Henley get more than 86 snaps this year. Whether that's for this year, whether that's he's ready. I think you need to get him some snaps so he's prepared for next year.
Yeah, and also, I just think we spent way too much money for him not to be mentioned.
Who's that?
Mr. INT.
Yeah. Here at cornerback, the corners, Asante Samuel, J.C. Jackson, Michael Davis, they come in at right at 6 interceptions as a group.
Boy,
I mean,
that's low.
if you're only getting 41 sacks and 14 interceptions,
There's an issue.
there's an issue on the defense, and the offense is really going to have to step up.
Oh, yeah.
So Derwin James with a lot of tackles, and Alohi Gilman playing alongside him. Yeah, so that is the projections for one. Mike Clay here on a win total, he projects them to have 10 wins. How do you feel about the Los Angeles Chargers going 10-7 in 2023?
Sure.
I don't know if I put it in here, but he has that being the 7th seed in the AFC,
Okay.
and the Los Angeles Chargers traveling to Buffalo in
I
that
would-
wild card weekend.
I would not like to travel to Buffalo. I like Buffalo.
Yeah.
I like Josh Allen.
Yeah.
But-
Although they didn't play great at last year in the playoffs, but let's push for that number 6 seed or number 5 seed.
Yeah, let's
Maybe sneak another win out of there.
let's-
Obviously, he had the Kansas City Chiefs projected to win the most games in the AFC and have the bye, and
Sure.
I think that's going to be everybody's projection this year.
Yeah.
So that's his projections
Wait.
by the numbers.
Pat who? Pat who?
Yeah, I don't think you want to get on his bad side.
Yeah, I don't care. I
Let's take a look at the quarterback projections. He has Justin Herbert here at the number 8 rank.
oh.
It goes Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Justin Fields, Deshaun Watson, and
That's
Justin Herbert right ahead of Kirk Cousins and Trevor Lawrence.
That's a little high for one
Justin Fields.
Justin Fields.
I don't think this is like quarterback rating or anything like that. I think this is fantasy points, and so
And
I'm guessing yards per rush he has.
the Browns quarterback. That's a little high.
Yeah, so I think Justin Fields, he's got him projected at 912 rushing yards and 6 touchdowns, and Deshaun Watson at 485. So I think that's what slightly bumps them ahead of one Justin Herbert.
I know that Justin Herbert's like a gunslinger,
Mm-hmm.
but that's a little high for a rookie that broke out last year, and a guy that got suspended, came back, and didn't play that well.
Yeah, he's pretty bullish on Deshaun Watson for sure.
Let's pump the brakes.
Yeah.
Let's pump the brakes a little bit.
Yeah, so we already mentioned Patrick Mahomes' position ranked number 1. The other AFC West quarterbacks, you have Russell Wilson coming in here at number 12.
Okay.
And one Jimmy Garoppolo coming in at number 22.
Perfect spots for them. Perfect.
I mean, it all stacks up in different things, but
Russ didn't play as well last year, so we'll see.
Yeah.
And Jimmy G always gets hurt.
another interesting rankings here. You have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers duo of quarterbacks.
Okay.
One Baker Mayfield and Kyle Trask coming in 32 and 33 respectively.
All right.
Awesome.
Perfect spot for Baker Mayfield.
Rookies, Bryce Young comes in at 25, right behind Jordan Love, CJ Stroud at 28. And then you get to one Will Levis at 39.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Okay. All right. Let's go on to our running back rankings here. Austin Eckler coming in number 1. Just the tremendous amount of targets, scoring touchdowns. He's got him here at 12 touchdowns. That would be a regression, obviously, from where Austin Eckler's been before. But yeah, from a carry percentage, he ranks, or his percentage is 46% of all carries, and he's consuming 13% of all targets. So,
13
Austin
still
Eckler,
high.
your number 1 ranked running back.
Okay.
And then Joshua Kelly here at 48. And Isaiah Spiller at 73 on this list.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yep. All right.
There's not really much
Yeah.
to complain about there.
No. Let's take a look at wide receivers. Keenan Allen coming in at 16.
That's a little low.
What? Well, I mean, I'll read off the names ahead of him, and you tell me which one of these guys should be ranked lower than Keenan Allen.
Okay.
All right. At number 1, Justin Jefferson.
I think JJ should stay.
At number 2, Cooper Kupp.
Cooper.
With a healthy Matthew Stafford, a Sean McVay offense, not a lot of other high-end talent.
He only had that one good year.
Well, he was also injured last year, so.
I don't see.
And that one good year was the Triple Crown. It was a great year. All right, so just yes or no if
No.
Keenan Allen should be ranked above Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Jamar Chase,
No.
Tyreek Hill,
No.
Devontae Adams,
No.
CeeDee Lamb,
No.
Stephon Diggs,
I
when practicing and happy,
when practicing and happy. No.
Amon-Ra St. Brown,
Yeah.
Garrett Wilson,
No.
Jalen Waddle,
No.
A.J. Brown,
AJ Brown. No.
T. Higgins,
Yeah. No.
no, DK Metcalf,
Yeah.
ahead of DK. I like it. Devonta Smith,
No.
Debo Samuel.
No.
So he is ranked ahead of Chris Olave, Amari Cooper, Christian Watson, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, DJ Moore, Deontay Johnson. So, and then that brings us right to, after Deontay Johnson, Mike Williams.
Okay.
comes in here at number 24.
Mike Williams, as a number 2 option, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Joe Burrow's got the number 3 and number 12, and, you know, we're sitting at 16 and 24. You can't have everything, right? Well, and the other one is Philadelphia's got A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith at 11 and 14.
Yes.
Nice place to be.
Yes.
The rookie shows up here at number 49.
Yeah.
Just behind a group of...
Good place for a rookie.
Just behind at 41. So he's at 49. At 41, you have Jackson Smith and Jigba, Jordan Addison, Cortland Sutton, Juju Smith-Schuster, DJ Chark, Gabriel Davis, Michael Gallup, Darnell Mooney. And he's just ahead of Alan
DJ
Lazard.
Chark should be... He has the talent to be higher.
Yeah, that's where he is at the moment in
But-
Carolina with all their share of the football.
But
He's just ahead of Alan Lazard, Tyler Boyd, Kadarius Toney, Zay Jones, OBJ, Zay Flowers, Tyquan Thornton, Adam Thielen.
OBJ should be higher.
Yeah, I think it's the year off, returning from ACL, Baltimore's offense, Rashad Bateman, Zay Flowers,
But he
the running game.
was on the projection to be MVP of the Super Bowl.
Yeah. So that's
So I
where
think-
that's where the rookie ranks. That's not terrible.
That's not terrible.
All right. Last position, tight ends. And Gerald Everett comes in here at number 14. You okay with that?
Read me the names.
Travis Kelce, number 1.
Sure.
Number 2, Mark Andrews.
Yes.
Number 3, TJ Hawkinson.
Yes.
He's in that Minnesota offense with Kirk Cousins getting 18% of the targets.
I think to get more.
Darren Waller with Danny Dimes in New York getting 18%.
He should be ranked higher than.
George Kittle,
No.
Kyle Pitts in Atlanta
I mean, I haven't
getting
seen,
19% targets.
I
Oh,
have
wow.
haven't seen that much.
Evan Ingram,
Mm,
Dallas Goedert, Pat Fryermuth, Tyler Higbee for the Los Angeles Rams. I think that's a
rookie.
shot. No, he's not a rookie. It's just a function of playing in a Sean McVay offense alongside Cooper Kupp
Okay.
and finding him in space. David Njoku in Cleveland. Dalton Schultz taking his game to Houston.
Okay.
Cole Kmet stepping up in Chicago. And those are the guys ranked ahead of Gerald Everett.
Yeah.
Just below Gerald Everett is one Greg Dulcich of the Denver Broncos. Dalton Kincaid from the Buffalo Bills. Jawan Johnson, New Orleans. Mike Gesicki, New England. Chig Okonkwo in Tennessee. So it's not a terrible place to be
I would
on this list.
rank. I would rank Buffalo's tight end a little bit higher.
Understood. Interesting enough, you have Austin Hooper at 31 for the Las Vegas Raiders and Michael Mayer at 33. Both
That would be
9% targets and 8% targets respectively,
that.
totaling 17% targets for those two tight ends. So that's where Gerald fits into the grand scheme of things.
Not terrible. I get it.
So, with those stats and a 10-7 record, would you call that a successful Los Angeles Chargers 2023 season?
No.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to find something on defense. And yeah, Kellen Moore's offense is gonna have to. I understand their projections. Does the whole league? This is not a Mike Clay bashing, but for it to be a successful season for Brandon Staley and the boys,
I
think
if there's a problem with the defense, heads are going to roll.
yeah. Understood.
Isn't he a defensive
Yeah, he
minded
is.
head coach?
Yeah. Need that defense to step up.
I think we would be switching to an offensive minded head coach.
Yeah, so fingers crossed, defense plays well, offense puts up big numbers.
I mean,
The Chargers win more than 10 games.
we spent a lot of money last year on the defense.
We did. The Chargers did. All right, you ready to get out of here?
Yes.
All right. Thanks for tuning in. Do us a favor on Twitter at LAC Outside Zone. Follow us there. On this YouTube channel, Chargers Outside Zone, subscribe, like, turn on notifications, all that happy stuff. We have a website, chargersoutsidezone.com. Email us at chargersoutsidezone@gmail.com. We have some episodes in the bank, so we're going to be hitting our Tuesday, Saturday a little bit better as we get through the off season here
Yes.
and screaming very quickly towards training camp.
Yes.
All right. Thanks for joining us. Tune in Saturday to hear our early look at the Denver Broncos.
Sure.
It'll be great. Awesome.
Yeah.
With that, we'll get out of here. Thanks. Have a great weekend. Take care. Bye.
Bye.